1. A primary goal of bilingual education programs is to A. Replace the student's first language with English. B. Support academic development in both the first language and English. C. Eliminate cultural influences in the classroom. D. Focus exclusively on oral communication skills. 2. Transitional bilingual education programs are designed to A. Maintain both languages equally throughout schooling. B. Transition students from their native language to English as quickly as possible. C. Teach only cultural aspects of the student's heritage. D. Prioritize foreign language learning for English speakers. 3. Which of the following best describes additive bilingualism? A. Learning a second language while losing the first language. E. Developing a second language while maintaining the first language. C. Focusing on oral fluency without literacy development. D. Replacing cultural practices with those of the dominant society. 4. One benefit of using a student's home language in early instruction is A. It delays English language acquisition. B. It provides a foundation for content learning and literacy skills. C. It creates dependency on translation tools. D. It limits exposure to academic English. 5. Sheltered instruction is primarily designed to A. Teach content in a way that is comprehensible to English learners. B. Eliminate the use of native language support. C. Focus solely on grammar and vocabulary drills. A. Promote English-only immersion strategies. 6. Cummins' theory of basic interpersonal communicative skills, BICS, refers to A. Academic language used in textbooks and essays. B. Social language skills needed for everyday communication. C. Specialized vocabulary used in mathematics and science. D. Literacy skills required for higher education. 7. Cognitive academic language proficiency, CALP, is best defined as A. Informal social communication. B. Language proficiency, required for academic tasks and critical thinking. C. Basic vocabulary development in the first language. D. Oral fluency achieved in less than 1 year. 8. A key feature of dual language bilingual programs is A. Exclusive use of English after grade 3. B. Equal instructional time in English and the partner language. C. Removal of cultural studies from the curriculum. D. Reliance only on ESL pull-out services. 9. Code switching refers to A. The process of abandoning the home language in favor of English. B. Alternating between two languages depending on context. C. Misuse of grammatical structures in English. D. Mixing academic and social registers of the same language. 10. Which type of assessment is best for evaluating English learners' language progress over time? A. Norm-referenced standardized tests only. B. Formative assessments such as portfolios and observations. C. Exit examinations used for grade promotion. D. End-of-year summative exams without accommodations. 11. When assessing bilingual students, validity is best supported when A. Cultural and linguistic backgrounds are ignored. B. Assessments account for both languages where appropriate. C. Standardized English-only tests are the sole measure. D. Teachers avoid using alternative assessment strategies. 12. A culturally responsive classroom environment includes A. Uniform instruction regardless of cultural background. B. Integration of students' cultural experiences into learning activities. C. Elimination of heritage language use. D. Emphasis solely on dominant culture traditions. 13. Scaffolding instruction for bilingual students means A. Using simplified language without academic rigor. B. Providing temporary supports to help students achieve independence. C. Relying on translation software to deliver content. D. Limiting opportunities for peer collaboration. 14. The concept of transfer in bilingual education refers to A. Movement from one school to another. B. Application of knowledge and skills from one language to another. C. Shift in cultural identity during language acquisition. D. Switching between schools with dual language programs. 15. Which instructional strategy best promotes biliteracy? A. Teaching reading exclusively in English first. B. Incorporating literacy instruction in both the native language and English. C. Avoiding formal reading instruction until students are fluent in English. D. Using oral drills without text-based activities. 16. In the context of bilingual education, subtractive bilingualism occurs when A. The first language is maintained while learning English. B. The second language is acquired at the expense of the first language. C. Students develop proficiency in both languages equally. D. Instruction emphasizes cultural enrichment through both languages. 17. Which of the following is an example of formative assessment? A. Weekly quizzes guiding future instruction. B. State-mandated end-of-year tests. C. A final project graded for course completion. D. Exit exams determining program placement. 18. A key component of effective bilingual education instruction is A. Explicit vocabulary development across content areas. B. Exclusive reliance on oral language practice. C. Separation of language learning from content learning. D. Memorization of word lists without context. 19. Sociocultural theory emphasizes that bilingual learning is A. An individual cognitive process independent of interaction. B. Developed through social interaction and cultural context. C. Limited to rote memorization of language patterns. D. Effective only when separated from cultural influences. 20. One of the main challenges of assessing bilingual students is A. Lack of interest in academic subjects. B. Distinguishing language proficiency from content knowledge. C. Overexposure to culturally relevant materials. D. Teachers' reliance on multiple modes of instruction. 21. Research shows that students in strong dual language programs A. Perform lower academically compared to English-only peers. B. Achieve higher levels of academic performance in the long term. C. Lose proficiency in their home language quickly. D. Face greater difficulty in standardized testing. 22. The term language dominance refers to A. The suppression of minority languages. B. The language in which a bilingual individual has greater proficiency. C. Government policies about official languages. D. The teaching strategy of prioritizing English-only approaches. 23. Which of the following practices supports English language development in content areas? A. Using visual aids, graphic organizers, and modeling. B. Providing English-only lectures with no modifications. C. Replacing textbooks with oral retelling exercises. D. Focusing only on conversational English. 24. Metalinguistic awareness is best described as A. Ability to decode phonemes in English only. Understanding how language works and reflects meaning across languages. C. Memorization of bilingual dictionaries. D. Direct translation without comprehension. 25. A teacher using the preview-review strategy would A. Introduce a concept in the student's first language and review it in English. B. Assign independent reading in English only. C. Focus on English vocabulary without native language support. D. Teach content exclusively in English immersion format. 26. Which of the following is a legal precedent influencing bilingual education policy in the U.S.? A. Lau versus Nichols. B. Brown versus Board of Education. C. Roe versus Wade. D. Tinker versus Des Moines. 27. One indicator of a high-quality bilingual program is A. Integration of language objectives with content objectives. B. Teaching English in isolation from academic content. C. Focus on social conversation only. D. Rapid elimination of heritage language instruction. 28. Which type of language is most cognitively demanding for bilingual students? A. Playground conversation. B. Face-to-face greetings. C. Academic discourse in mathematics and science. D. Informal peer interactions. 29. Teachers can best foster academic language development by A. Encouraging sentence frames and structured responses. B. Allowing only unstructured social interactions. C. Emphasizing rote memorization of vocabulary lists. D. Focusing solely on oral storytelling activities. 30. An advantage of cooperative learning in bilingual education is A. Limiting student interaction to avoid confusion. B. Promoting peer support and scaffolding in language and content. C. Reducing exposure to academic language. D. Encouraging students to rely only on their first language.